Everybody.
Welcome.
This is the Against the Grain Talk Show. I am Ghost Pepper.
Hey, and I'm JV, man. Glad to have everybody back. We got some stuff for y'all today.
It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
We're never boring, so hope y'all enjoy. Want to start off by saying I know this was supposed to be a live stream. YouTube has some restrictions. We have to wait 24 hours in order to actually get our account to be able to live stream. So I kind of did it late. Unfortunately, that means that we're probably going to have to push the live stream back till next week.
Nice.
But hopefully we'll get all the kinks worked out and we'll
Just
get
bear
that
with us,
getting.
people.
Yep.
Bear with us. We're going to be there. We're going to be there.
The other thing we want to do a quick update on is HB 1927. So right now it is currently on Greg Abbott's desk, waiting for him to sign it. So the way that the Texas Congress kind of works is they ended their session back on June 1st. So because it passed both the House and the Senate on the 25th of May, that means that Greg Abbott now has 20 days after the signing or the end of the congressional committee to actually sign the bill. So he's got until the 20th of this month to actually sign it.
He's not going to wait that long, bro.
He's not. I heard he was on a radio talk show the other day, and he was saying that they are planning something for all three bills gun related that passed. So he's going to do something for the constitutional carry. He's going to do something for the suppressor freedom,
Nice.
and then also for
I need that one.
the 2A sanctuary.
That's my favorite one, bro. The
So
silence. I like that.
So they're planning on putting on some event. So everybody that's, kind of anxious and whatnot, rest assured it is going to happen. He's got 20 days to do it. So by basically the end of next week, we should be either having some sort of public signing or something. Or if he doesn't sign it for some reason, then it'll just go ahead and pass. So that's the way that it works. The only thing that would prevent it is if he actually vetoes it, and he's already said that he's not planning on doing anything.
Oh, not at all. And I'm ready, bro. Like I bought like my new concealed carry case. Like I got bags. Like I'm ready. Everywhere I go, we gonna be ready to get live.
Yep. It's another one of those that we're really excited that this is passing in Texas. It's about time that it passes in Texas.
Absolutely.
It's been far too long since we've had the constitutional freedoms that we should have had. And we're super stoked that this is going to happen. So the bill will actually go into effect on September 1st. So that's when all the new laws that he's signing, that's when they'll go into effect. So on September 1st, you can bet your butt that we're going to be carrying around
right now. All right. I'm ready. Okay. Let something go. I told my wife the other day, like there was like a shooting in Dallas at the mall. Cause me and my wife used to live in Dallas, and there was a shooting in the it wasn't the Galleria. It was another mall it was like in downtown, like the downtown Dallas mall. I told my wife, I was like, babe, we were always at that mall. Yeah. I was like, hey, when this bill passed, let me say there's a lot. Let's say there's a live shooter, bro.
At the same point, though, there are a lot of malls that they don't let you carry your firearm into. So they have their signs posted. And that's another thing with this bill that'll come to pass. Like, if a business has a sign posted saying you can't carry a firearm or weapon onto the property, then you won't be able to. It doesn't trump that. The property owners still have the right to say, no, we don't want weapons in here. So that will be one thing that a lot of people will have to learn to observe as they're carrying their gun around. They'll have to make sure that the businesses that they're going into and whatnot, that they're able to carry their firearms into there.
Conceal it, people.
Yeah.
Okay? Because that's where the crazies are going to look first. They're going to look and they're going to try to get crazy in the places that they know nobody can have a firearm because they know I'm not there. Okay? 2 to the chest, 1 to the head.
Is that the rule? What about the double tap?
We're not allowed to say that. Okay? We're not allowed to say that. That is an Article 15.
So everybody that's excited about that, just know, be patient. It's coming. Yeah. They're not going to do anything else. Like, the Democrats can't do anything about it. Like, this is now happening in Texas. Right. Along with that, we're going to get 2A sanctuary. So the federal government won't be able to impose all its stupid federal gun control laws and everything that they're trying to pass. Abbott's already said that he won't have it. Texas is a constitutional gun-toting state, and they ain't going to change
So
that.
if you're from anywhere else where these Democratic states like California, stay your ass in California because we tote heavy out here. What do we say? Man, I'm trying to get that honey badger. What you? Hey, 30-06 over here, boy. Like, hey, let's go.
The 1911. That's one of the ones that I really want, man. But it's so expensive.
It is. It's worth it though. It's a one-time purchase.
Anybody out there wants to get me a 1911? You know, I wouldn't
Father's
say
Day
no.
coming up, Shelby.
But
that's awesome though, bro. Like that actually does make me feel better though, because of the fact that criminals are not asking to have consent to carry their firearms.
No, they're not. They're absolutely
going to get the guns. They're going to go into these places and they're going to kill people. There's nothing that we can do about that except for defend ourselves.
And that's something that I kind of touched on in the like the gun control myth law, or the video that I did, the top 10 gun control myths or whatever that Democrats push. And they say, well, if you take away guns, then there'll be less guns on the street and less people dying. Well, these criminals, they don't give a crap whether or not, you know, it's a law. I mean, they're already breaking the law. By definition, they do not care about the law. So
I'm from the hood.
What's going to stop them from going in person? There's nothing stopping them from going to get the gun.
I'm from the hood. Do you understand? There are so many unmarked guns in the hood. Dudes sell the guns that they shot people with to other people to shoot people with.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the only thing that they're going to do is make it harder on people to feel safe in their own homes and being in society, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
And well, and another thing that they're like pushing, like as far as like being able to constitutionally carry, right? They're saying, oh, well, now people won't have to do background checks in order to get their license or anything like that. So that's going to make it to where more people are able to illegally have their guns. And no, that's not the case at all. All it does is get rid of the requirement for owning a gun or for carrying a gun.
Right.
That's it. It's just a piece of paper that they're wanting to give you and make you pay for and make you take classes on and everything like that.
Yeah, they're just trying to make money, bro.
That's really all they're doing.
They want to make money off of it.
As far as the background checks, you still have to have a background check in order to purchase a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're federally or state prohibited from carrying or from owning and possessing a firearm, that doesn't change the fact that you're not going to be allowed to carry a gun in Texas.
Right.
You're not going to be able to carry it. If you're federally prohibited or state prohibited from carrying your firearm or owning a firearm, you won't be able to carry your gun out in public. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, you know, there's cops that are saying, well, then they can't know who can legally possess one or who can't legally possess one. And, you know, they're saying, well, I don't even know their argument because like it doesn't make any sense. They're saying, I guess, that before they would be able to like tell if that person was carrying a gun, they could ask for their license or whatnot.
Right.
They shouldn't be doing that in the first place. They shouldn't be just going up to somebody because they're carrying around their gun and being like, hey, do you have your license? Like, it's so like infringing on people's rights. Right. To just like stop and ask them, you know, illegitimate questions for no reason.
And that's going to bring up so many other issues though. It's just like, we're already dealing with a lot of, you know, race stuff. Period. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like the last thing we need is for them to just because they see someone specific carrying a gun and they feel unsafe that they can roll up. Hey, sir, let me see your permit for that. While someone else next to them, they don't ask that person because they're not feeling threatened by that person. You know. Well,
it's kind of like so. I was at a gas station the other day, right? Mm-hmm. And this dude pulled up in a beat up truck, and he looked white trash as hell, right? Just white trash, dude. And he had his AR-15 sitting mounted in the center console of his truck, and you know, he pulled up, and I was like, "Cool, good for him."
Yeah,
I'm not like, and I'm not. It wasn't in a great part of town, but I didn't feel threatened because he had his gun in his truck, you know, mounted in his truck, and it should be the same way. If somebody has their gun in their holster and is just going about their normal business, you should not be like discriminating against that person just because they're exercising their Second Amendment right.
And this is a thing too, bro. In Texas, you've been able to carry your firearm in your car legally for years, and you could have legally had it in your car for your protection.
I'm gonna let you keep talking, but I got a little camera flub that I didn't notice. So you just go
okay, ahead. Yeah, but the thing about it is, in Texas, you've been able to carry your firearm in your vehicle legally for the longest time. Mm-mm. Yeah. So after you have your gun in your car it's legal here in Texas.
Yep.
But all they're doing is allowing people, and you can do that without a permit and everything, have a gun in your car in Texas.
Yeah,
without
absolutely.
a permit, without any of that shit.
Yep.
Concealed carry, all that.
Yep.
All they're doing now is allowing people to take their weapon from their car along with them to feel safe outside of it.
Right.
You know, outside of their vehicles and stuff.
Right,
So I don't
absolutely.
understand what the problem is.
Well, and again, it's all to do with this misconception that guns are dangerous, like inherently dangerous. A gun has never done anything but what the owner of that gun has decided to do.
People don't kill people
right.
with guns. Stupid people kill people with guns.
Right.
Right.
And so, it's just this fear that people have that, it's a dangerous object and we shouldn't have it. And all it is designed for is for killing and stuff like that. That's not what a gun is designed to do.
Sure.
A gun is designed to protect yourself
Facts.
from
Facts.
people that want to hurt you.
Exactly.
That's what a gun's real purpose is.
Exactly. And then on the other end, you got to think about this too. When it comes to having a gun, bro, they want to take your guns away because they're up to something that you're going to want to shoot them for.
Right.
That's why the government wants to take away our guns. It has nothing to do with mass shootings. It has nothing. Dude, all this stuff has been going on. But the only reason that we see so much of it now is because of social media and everybody can view something immediately. Stuff can get put out immediately.
And just the broad range of how we're able to consume that information too. So it used to be back in the day that, local stories stayed local.
Mhm.
But now with how fast information travels through the internet and everything like that, a local story over in, all the way in New York coming to Texas, we can see that instantly.
And we see it just as fast as they do.
Yep.
We see news all around the country just as quick as the people that live in those areas see them. It's like as soon as they see it, we see it. You know? So, but yeah, man, like the whole gun thing, bro, it's like they just need to stop trying to take it away because they're up to something, bro. They are truly up there. They wanted, they were trying to really push taking away guns during the pandemic because they were talking about going into people's homes, taking them because of, tracking and all that stuff. They were like, if we're going to do this, we can't run up in their houses like that.
I got in so many fights with people about the, what do you call it? The contact tracing.
Yeah.
And all that stupid stuff. And
so stupid, bro. Contact
I don't
tracing.
understand how people can think that it's okay for just to share your medical information, regardless of how benign that medical information might be, just with the whole world.
Right.
It makes absolutely no sense to me.
They're just trying to control everything and get everyone's information so that they can know what's going on and what you're up to. They want to know what your medical information is. It's like, dude, there's just so many different
Even with
things.
all the questionnaires that I have to, or was having to fill out at work and stuff like that, they would ask, do you have a temperature? Do you have a cough? And all this other stupid stuff that they would ask, but they would ask it every day. And, for a while there, I had it was like a constant cough that I would have, and it wasn't COVID related, and it was just something that comes like seasonally. It's like allergies almost.
Yeah, I get that.
And I'd have to either lie on the questionnaire and say, no, I don't have a cough, or if I did answer yes and have a cough, well, then I'm getting pulled into secondary screenings and all this other stupid stuff, and I'm like, and then finally I tell them, this is a constant thing with me, and they're like, well, you have to go get it checked out or this and that, and it's so stupid. But.
Yeah, and I can understand why all that stuff is just annoying, bro. Because, for instance, man, when I was in barber school, we had to come in, they check our temperature, and then, we just sat there all day with a mask on. It's just kind of like really stupid, bro. It's like I never put my mask over my nose. It was just like really dumb, bro. It's like I knew when I was at school and I would leave school, bro, I would always feel like drained. I would always feel like I would not feel good and stuff. It was like, it's only because I wore that mask.
Yep.
The days that I didn't go to school for multiple days, I was good. But always the following day of my last day of school, I would be feeling sick, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thank God that's ended.
But you know what?
For the most part, there's still some people that are still being stupid. I saw another guy today, and it irritates me to no end when I see somebody driving in their car with their mask on, and they're
I
the
saw
only
somebody
ones
swimming with their mask on.
I think I saw that
And
video.
literally
Was
they
it a
pulled
video?
it down. I posted it.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I did see it then. I was like, I saw somebody posted that. Like, yeah, I'm like,
You know,
okay.
I'm gonna post it. You know, I'm gonna post it. Shit, you're like, get your silly. I'm like, dude, do they have a? Dude, like, I want to know if they have a vaccine for stupid.
No,
Like, they
like Bill Engvall said. I don't know if you listen to Bill Engvall. He's a comedian. He's kind of country comedian. But like he always says, you can't fix stupid.
You can't, bro.
You can't fix
You
stupid.
You can't. And
You can take warning labels off of stuff, and stupid can correct itself. But
the fact that there are certain warning labels, like I saw a warning label today on the way over here, and it had a gas pump, and it says, "Please do not insert into your mouth or anus."
Dude, I saw.
There is a reason they put those things on there, bro.
I saw it was like a meme or something like that, and it was like back in the day, cars owner manuals would tell you how to adjust valves and everything like that.
Right.
And nowadays it tells you not to like drink the fluids or something like that.
God.
I'm
yes,
like,
bro.
It's true though.
Yeah,
like society is just getting
society
dumber
has
and dumber.
changed. We're getting dumber. You know what I'm saying? You can tell we're getting
Did
dumber
you ever
because look at the technology.
This is a little bit off, but did you ever see the movie Idiocracy?
No.
It was with so we were just talking about his brother. No, not
Matthew McConaughey?
Not Matthew McConaughey.
Oh.
The dude that looks kind of like him. Something Owens.
Jesse Owens.
No, he's a white dude.
Yeah, his name's Jesse Owens.
I don't know who Jesse is.
Oh, well, there's a dude named Jesse Owens that's white.
Oh.
He's a comedian,
Oh no.
an actor.
Anyway, the dude. I think the dude's name is Luke Owens.
Luke Owens. Okay.
But so his brother's in a lot more stuff. But anyway, so he was in it, and I want to say Terry Crews was in it too.
Whoa.
Yeah, I want to say Terry Crews was in it. But it's all about this dude that he gets put in a time capsule, right?
Okay.
And then he goes way far in the future, and everybody's just dumb. Like dumb, like can't put two and two together, and society's just evolved into these like fractured segments and you have some people that can control it because they're a little bit smarter than other people, but basically everybody's just like fat and dumb because they're just drinking fast food drinks and eating fast food. And it's a really funny movie.
That sounds like that Disney movie, that robot movie,
Wall-E. Yeah, it's a lot like that, but it's a lot more
in depth.
it's more coarse.
Okay.
So there's a little bit more language, and it's more geared toward like adults.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Whereas Wall-E was like geared toward children,
for kids. Yeah, but it was like the same.
But yeah, same concept basically.
That's what's up.
But it's just like it talks about how like we're just getting stupider and stupider as a society, and then eventually there's just like this cave or downfall where all the smart, really smart people die off. And all that's left is all the stupid people, and they have to run society, and it just falls apart.
Wow, that sounds like Black Mirror.
I don't know if I ever
seen
saw
Black
that.
Mirror?
I don't think I ever saw that one.
Dude, Black Mirror is crazy. It's kind of like they had something like that in Black Mirror, but it was this girl, and it was in the future, and the main character was this chick, and she goes through life, and basically she got invited to do the speech at her best friend's wedding, but at this time everything was society rated, kind of like social media. So say at the beginning, she got coffee, and then the dude who served her the coffee was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much," started kissing her ass, and she gave him a point, and he was so happy, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So as she going,
it's like a
point system,
a Yelp review for people.
Yeah. So, but if there's no money in society at this point.
So you just use your points?
Your point. So you can't move into a house if your score isn't high enough. You can't get a certain car or rent a car if your points aren't high enough. And she got invited to this wedding. She was excited because she was going to get so many points. So it was going to up her up because this was like an uppity wedding.
Right.
But on her journey there, certain shit started happening. It started off at work. Her friends, they got a breakup or something. And then the one that no one liked talked to her, and then everyone downed her. And then her points went down. And then she wasn't able to get the car that she wanted to get to her friend's wedding. So she had to get some beat up old car, and it didn't charge. So, and then she ended up losing the car and getting picked up by some old lady whose rank was like 1. But if you drop below 1, you go to jail. So she ended up going to this wedding all muddy and stuff, and she got arrested because she was like crazy, right? And then they put her into this jail, and they took your little eye thing out or whatever, and you were normal. And like everyone was up in there just happy, bro, because they didn't have to deal with society anymore.
Yeah,
but it's called Black Mirror, bro.
I'm gonna have to check that one out. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah. Long story, I'm sorry, but that's where we're headed.
That's good.
That's literally where we're headed right now, bro. They're trying to take us into this new age of vaccines and depending on the government.
And you can see that with like how social media's evolved over the last 10 years. Like it used to be like, oh, it was just a place to go on and post your pictures and hang
see
out.
friends.
And it's become so divisive now. And everybody's just, if you say one wrong thing, I mean, you could be outcast and unfriended and people that you think are your friends and that you've known forever, all of a sudden, you say one thing that either politically or something like that, and that they don't agree with, and then all of a sudden, oh no, out of your life, like dude, just like that, like you were nothing for the last 20 years.
A week ago, I said, if you want to know who would have went along with the Nazi regime in the 50s, look at the people who are supporting the vaccine and stuff, because they're snitching on people and stuff. Yeah. And I literally had people completely look over the fact that I said the vaccine, and these people would have snitched on you because you didn't have the vaccine, and all they could focus on was the fact that I said the Nazis killing Jews and stuff.
Yeah, you can't make any. It's kind of poor taste, but I get where you're coming from on that. But there's a lot of people that are still like any sort of Holocaust references or Nazi references, like that's kind of like
we want, that's
taboo,
okay,
right?
That's all right.
I mean, it's the hierarchy of victimhood, right?
Yeah,
that's all it is, right?
It's always with Jewish people and black people. It's like this neck and neck race on who went through the most, right? It's like, oh, Jewish people went through the Holocaust,
and then you got all the Asians kind of raising their hand, like, what about us?
Like we built the
no, you're doing too good nowadays. Us. So no, you're white adjacent is what they call it now.
Exactly, and that's what and I feel like that's what they're doing right now with the race thing is. The population of the Caucasian population is dropping because this is America.
Yeah, it's
this is a melting pot, right? So white America, the politicians and stuff that run white America, it's like, dude, we're losing our people. We're losing our numbers. What are we going to do? They're going to befriend or try to help out the next race that can help them. Who's next to the white man? The yellow man.
Either that or they're just going to pin us against each other so hard, like they're trying to do right now, that we just break off into segmented groups again.
True.
It's basically a reverse segregation is what we're doing right now.
That is true.
That's what they're aiming to do right now.
But they gave the Asians an anti-hate bill.
Yeah.
We've been, what? Bruh.
We've already kind of been over that. There should be just across the board,
Oh my God. I want to know what that entails though. Like, it
doesn't even make a lot of sense because hate crimes are already a thing.
Right.
And so for them to add onto...
It would be federal though. Like there will be... So if it's a law, an anti-hate bill, if you do anything against Asians that's considered hate, it's a federal punishment.
I wonder what it all entails. I haven't looked at the actual executive order that he signed.
Yeah. But that's what
I'm not versed enough to know like what all it covers.
It's the hate, bro. Any hate crime.
But does that include any like speech? Are we talking about speech against them?
Bro,
are we talking about?
Well, it's like
are we just talking? Are we talking about violent crimes? Because because violent crimes by themselves are already against the law,
right.
So to kind of put them as hate crimes, it's kind of redundant in a way. Which I can understand, sentencing somebody more for discrimination and for like, hate crime in that sense. But when we're talking about hate crimes, are we just talking about, discriminating against somebody, based off of their color or whatnot and saying, okay, well, if this business doesn't want to serve to a certain type of people, is that a hate crime?
Right.
Because then you're getting into kind of the whole, with what happened with the cupcake, or the bakery where the Christian bakery didn't want to serve to the gay couple that came into their bakery. They didn't want to make their wedding cake. And so you're infringing on religious beliefs at that point, which, I, in my personal opinion, as retarded as it sounds, if a business wants to operate that way, go ahead and let them do it,
Mhm.
because society is going to take care of whether or not that business gets business or not.
Right.
So,
right.
you know, if there's a business out there that says, okay, yeah, we don't want to serve to colored people,
Right.
that's their right to do so. But it's also not going to be very lucrative in the
True.
long run for that
True.
business to be, you know,
They'll
that
get
big.
canceled, bro. They'll get
Well,
canceled.
not only canceled, but you know, you're leaving out a whole demographic of people that are not then going to be able to, and you're just not going to prosper in that.
Yeah,
in that
kind of like
respect.
the Chicago mayor, the black lady who looked like Beetlejuice. She said that she's not taking any interviews
Lori
from
Lightfoot?
any.
Is that who you're talking
Lori
about?
Lightfoot. Yeah, Beetlejuice cousin. Beetlejuice cousin. Yeah, she said that she's not taking interviews from any white reporters.
Right, and there's a
And they're
reporter
suing
right
her.
now. He's
They're
suing
suing
her
her, right.
over it, which, you know, good on him for it. You know,
Hey, fight for your rights, bro.
But
you can ask her questions.
I would say the difference between that and the difference between a business saying, you know, we don't want to serve to a certain type of people is that is a freedom of press issue, and that goes into the Constitution.
Right.
So when you're denying press based off of racial discrimination, that becomes a actual like constitutional issue as opposed to a societal issue.
Right.
Whereas a business that's free to operate how they want, it's more of a societal thing if they say, okay, yeah, we don't want to serve to, and even if like a black business said, you know, we don't want to serve to white people.
Yeah.
You know, that's not, it's racial discrimination, but it's not on a constitutional level, because you can still go to other business and get your goods that way. You don't have to use that business. That business doesn't have to be there.
True.
And so if people say, okay, yeah, we're just going to boycott it then, well, then that business fails and they're no longer there. Problem solved.
Right.
Right.
Right. But I don't think anyone is really trying to do that. Kind of like there's just other ways that they're doing it. Like let's take Chick-fil-A, for instance.
Mhm.
Chick-fil-A didn't put up any gay pride flags. They didn't put up
This
any
is
gay
a great
pride
segue,
commercial.
by the way, because I'm about to show you something.
Right. So like they didn't put up any of that stuff. And then they were just kind of like, hey, you know, for Gay Pride Month, we're going to keep serving the great chicken that we serve. Right.
To everybody.
Right. To everybody. To everyone.
Right.
Not just, it's like,
Yeah.
come on, but that's their decision.
Right,
Right.
right.
You don't see gay
Well-
people lining up out the door boycotting,
Right.
Chick-fil-A because they didn't put up the gay pride flag in their windows and stuff.
They kind of did a little bit of that back, what was it, 10 years ago now? There was some people trying to boycott Chick-fil-A and it backfired.
You can't boycott
It
Chick-fil-A.
backfired so hard. There was so much support for Chick-fil-A when people were trying to get them boycotted because of their religious beliefs and stuff like that. There was so much backfire on that. And I actually remember having an argument with a guy about that. And it was at a point where I wasn't, I hadn't thought as much about issues like I have nowadays.
Right.
And so I was more on the side of, Chick-fil-A, screw Chick-fil-A for their wanting to, I think it had to do with the abortion stuff with them saying that they weren't going to supply abortives to their employees or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like with that same thing with the Hobby Lobby and everything like that, where that happened. And I got into a fight with a guy about Chick-fil-A's right to do that and whether or not they should have been allowed to do that. And at that point in time, I was like, yeah, they shouldn't be allowed to do that. And I was all on board with getting them boycotted or whatnot. And it, like I said, it backfired. And I've thought a little bit more about it, and I've become a lot more libertarian on that sense, where businesses should be allowed to operate however they want to operate, and if society then chooses to not, they shouldn't be federally mandated to provide things that they don't believe in.
Right.
So that's kind of
like
where
the
I'm at
whole
on
thing
that.
with the doctors and the trannies, right? Like
so with that, I got something to pull up for you.
I don't want to cut your meat off.
So, in this day and age now, with the whole LGBTQ, IAIP, LMNOP, QRS, TUV movement,
all of that,
whatever it is,
long thing, short thing, inner
they
thing,
are
out thing,
hardcore now, trying to indoctrinate our kids into this way of thinking.
Oh my God, bro, they are on it.
Nickelodeon and Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues.
Oh, he can draw, bro.
My
He's
little
the best artist
little
ever.
sister she grew up on the Blue's Clues. I was too old at the time, but my kids, not my kids, but my little sister, she watched Blue's Clues. I never really cared for it from the beginning, so it was just annoying to me.
Dude, he was like the best artist ever, though. Did you see some of the stuff he drew with a crayon?
My 9-year-old can do the exact same thing.
Shit, I can't even draw a straight line. I'm gonna be honest with you.
With that said, we're gonna play a quick video, and this is gonna be the first time Jarvis is seeing this video. I saw this and I was absolutely appalled. So I want to get his take on this, and this is gonna be.
Hey, Blue! Look at all these families! Hi, families! It's time for a pride parade. Families marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah.
Oh no,
Families
sir.
marching one by one, hurrah.
So this is the Blue's Clues,
This family
Gay
has
Pride,
two mummies,
LGBTQ+.
they
Didn't give the parents any kind of awareness.
Nope, this was just aired.
Families marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching 2 by 2,
Here's where it gets interesting.
hurrah, hurrah. This family has 2 daddies, they love each other so proudly, and they all go marching.
2 daddies.
2 daddies.
The big
It gets better.
parade.
Just wait.
Come on, friends.
It's a long video, so I'm not going to show the whole
Families
thing,
marching
but we're going to kind of
hurrah,
go through the first like 4 or 5 of these.
Families marching 3 by 3,
Oh,
hurrah,
okay.
hurrah.
Okay.
These papas
That-
are non-binary, they love each other so proudly, and
So
they
explain
all
to
go
so this show is
marching.
geared.
The big
This show is geared toward 3, 4, 5 year olds.
Little kids. Little kids.
Does a kid know what non-binary is?
No.
Or are you just introducing questions that now the parents have to try to explain?
That's all they're doing.
Trans families, non-binary. This next one, I think, is the most egregious. If I remember which one it is.
Why would they be doing that like that, bro? Why are they pushing it?
No, not this one.
They love each other so
This is the next one.
proudly,
This is
and they
6.
all go marching.
This is kind of this thing goes on for like I don't even know, like 3 minutes. 6 minutes.
So they just basically
No,
showing
3.5
all the
minutes, 3
different
minutes.
ways that you can be LBS.
Yep.
It's Buy and Pan grown-ups, you see.
Buy
They
and
love
Pan.
each other so proudly. And they all
Bi and pan. Do you know what pansexual is?
The big
Do you even know what a pansexual
A
is?
pansexual is like a neutral, like they're
Right,
everything.
right.
Yeah,
What is a bisexual?
they do both.
They like men and women. What are the differences?
They love each other so proudly, and they all go
A binary
marching.
person like dresses and does certain things to not be
Families marching
considered
in
man or
hurrah,
woman. So they look
hurrah.
both. So that you get the ones with the beards and then the makeup on and wearing
This
a
house is a
polo
family of
with
kings
tights
and
type
queens.
shit.
They
Yeah.
So
love each other
they
so
put this
proudly,
stuff, and I got one more video to show you real fast.
Wow.
Because not only was it the Blue's Clues, but Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon. I don't know how to spell
And that's
Nickelodeon.
a cartoon.
Nickelodeon
So you really
Pride.
can't even tell that was a man. It just looked like a big bitch.
So where am I getting at?
Just like an overweight woman. It really did. It just looked like a big overweight woman with makeup on.
It's a
and she
man.
had snacks in
It's
her
a man.
pocket.
It's a cross dresser.
Yeah,
The name
it's
is
definitely a
name
cross-dresser.
is name is Nina West. Is his name. So this is the other one right here.
Oh hell no.
Yep. So this is on Nickelodeon.
So they took it from being a cartoon and they made it real. They was like, we need to step it up a notch. We need to let them
I don't know which one came first, but yes, basically they air these both during Pride Month. So this is the kind of stuff that they're throwing into our kids.
I'm
Eyes and
homeschooling all
ears.
my little homies, bro.
Well, not only that, but this is, I mean, my kids, they constantly, I'll let them, turn on the TV or whatnot. I'm done with that trash. But I'll let them, sit there and watch TV. And if I'm not sitting down with them, I'm not able to monitor what's going on. But I would expect, Disney Channel and Nickelodeon stuff geared toward kids that they're not, well, either let us know, but not to push sexual content down my kids' throats that they have no idea. I mean, I would even go so far as to say you shouldn't be teaching them, about male and female relationships on little kid shows. There's no reason for it.
I'm a heterosexual and I don't talk to my sons about sex at all. They don't know
they're not
anything
old enough
about
yet.
sex. They don't know anything about, the male or female reproductive systems. They don't. The only thing my son knows is that he has a hang down, and he better not pee on the floor. That's it.
Now, your kids are younger,
Right.
Like they haven't gotten to that point where you need to have that conversation with
Exactly.
them. I don't want you like people thinking that you're sitting there like your kid's like 14 years old. And you haven't talked about giving them the sex talk or anything like that. But I mean, that should be the parents' responsibility, and even for them to teach stuff like this in schools, because they are teaching this stuff in schools
and
now.
not telling us.
And there was that thing that you sent me not that long ago with the video of the cartoon where that private school up in New York.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Where they were basically telling kids, it's okay to masturbate, and these
touch yourself,
it's what, 6-year-old kids, kindergarten,
kindergarten
kids, and about teaching them about masturbation and stuff like that. And there's no reason for it at that age. They do not understand. And then when you throw on top of that all this sexual stuff on there, and then you're throwing on top of that this gender confusion that they're doing right now for kids. A kid is not going to know how to navigate that at all.
At all.
They have no idea how to navigate them telling you that, if you feel like a girl, you can be a girl. But then if you change, you can change. And there's also things called non-binary and all this other crap that it just doesn't exist.
Right.
Like,
they're creating these things. This is what I think, bro. When we have when our kids are watching TV and it's something that's for them, it's PG-13, right? It's rated R if it's not for them. It's rated X if it's really not for them, right?
PG.
It's PG-13. We have all that stuff now, right?
Right?
I believe that if you are choosing to show LBGL, whatever, type content, you should put PG-13. There should be like a little rainbow underneath it. There should be something that lets me know that you are supporting teaching our kids about homosexual content. You, as parents, I feel that should be it. If you're teaching, you're talking about sex right here.
Yeah.
That's not PG-13.
Yeah. Well, even if it's not like a direct, it's going to provoke questions in a kid. Like, say a kid that comes from a heterosexual family, right? Me and your kids are watching something like that, and they haven't been told because they're, young, that there are people that prefer men, and there are men that prefer men, and there are women that prefer women, and whatever else. If you're telling a kid that and they've never experienced that before, and the first time that they're hearing about it is from a TV show, you're provoking all these questions that maybe the parents were waiting for a different way to tell their kids, or waiting for whatever, and you're taking that responsibility away from the parent,
right,
and trying to force down your opinion, which might not be the parent's opinion,
right,
onto those kids. Which, again, I have no problem with people.
Live your life.
No problem with it.
Bro, just to let you know, I have a transgender brother. I don't know if I've told anybody that.
No.
Dude, oh yeah, he's solid. He's solid. 6'3", solid cheekbones, broad shoulders. Oh yeah, linebacker.
Now I'm just trying to picture you like in a wig and everything.
Look,
like
I'm 250.
That.
My brother's probably like 200 pounds, about 6'3", 6'4". Terrible transgender, by the way. Oh my God, dude, do better with your makeup, bro. Like you aren't
not
tricking,
passable.
You're not tricking nobody. You're not tricking, but understand, like I have. So when I talk about this stuff, I know. Yeah. Bro, wait till I tell, bro. One day I gotta tell you the story, like the day that I saw my brother full drag for the first time.
Oh yeah, that interesting day.
Oh, bro, that gotta be a whole episode.
I can't wait for that conversation.
Oh my God, bro, it's just crazy.
But again, it's not that we have a problem with it. Yeah. It's that we have a problem them trying to instill in our kids some values that we might not hold.
Facts.
And even if later on down the road, one of my kids comes out and says, "Hey, Dad, I prefer women." I'm not going to shun my kid just for
Facts.
that,
No.
but I am going to teach them the actual biology, that men and women are meant to procreate, and that's why we fit like we do.
Yeah.
But the gay and lesbian and bisexual and all that it can be a preference, but it's also according, because we are religious, according to the Bible, it is sinful, but it's not any worse than any other sin.
Right.
So, there's not like a hierarchy of sin. Like all sin is equal.
It's not like, oh yeah, you just going to jail. You going to hell because
right. And I don't want to stop anybody from living their life. And if that's how they want to live their life, when they're an adult, they can make that choice.
Right.
But I'm not going to sit there and confuse my kids at an early age of what actual biology should be.
Facts.
So
facts. And you know what? Hey, it doesn't matter what your religion is. Okay, people believe anything they want. Dude, the Bible has like 7 different versions by 7 different people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's rewritten all the time. But people can live their lives the way that they want. But when you start pushing your lifestyle on people, when they are not like you, and you're doing that because you feel that the world should accept you, like they said that heterosexual men like ourselves should be having sexual relations with transgender so we can cut down.
I guess
on
I need
the
to call up your
gap.
brother, huh?
Like, I'm not gonna lie. I as a heterosexual male in America, I feel attacked now, bro.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I am under attack.
Well, and it's not only by that side of the aisle. I mean, I feel like heterosexual men have been attacked or been being attacked for a long time now.
Yeah.
And, I remember the first time that I started feeling uncomfortable when, all this pedophilia stuff started coming out. And, I'm a kid guy. Like I do really well with kids and kids really like me. But then when I would go to people and I would like friends and stuff like that, and their kids would start like playing with me and stuff, I'm like, oh, well, I got to it would make me feel weird because of all the stuff going on. And it made it to where I couldn't even like just be like the dad figure that I already am. This was back before I had kids. Mm-hmm. And, I've just always had that kind of parental mindset and like that nurturing mindset.
Right.
And it made me feel weird when stuff like that was coming out, and then all of a sudden it was kind of like, oh, if you're like playing with a kid, then you could be seen as a pedophile and stuff like that, and it made me feel self-conscious of it.
Yeah,
and that's just something that society is doing to men, heterosexual men in particular nowadays, and it's absolutely awful that somebody like me and you who are are great with kids, we feel like people might be judging us because
looking at us differently over that,
even though there's nothing like that going on.
Absolutely. So, but you know what, man? At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and shun anybody for wanting to be happy because, like, bro,
absolutely,
please be happy. But man, you got to understand this: people have families. As heterosexual men with wives and kids, we don't teach our kids anything. We don't even talk to our kids about kissing the opposite sex or anything or any of that type of stuff.
That comes later.
Yeah, that comes later. Let kids be kids. Like,
yep.
I just feel like they are trying to normalize this thing with kids. Like, they're even trying to like, a lot of people don't know this too. It's going through Congress and stuff right now that they're trying to say that being a pedophile is a mental disorder. So that, so that
like in California and
pedophiles
stuff like that?
So that they don't have to get listed as a dot on the fucking map and all of this different. Yeah. They're trying to normalize these things, people. If you wake up, you'll understand. They're trying to normalize these things so that when these higher officials, these politicians, these famous people get caught up with pedophilia, it won't be as bad and there'll be a slap on the wrist. Yeah. So they're trying to protect themselves right now because of the simple fact is shit's coming out.
Yeah.
And look at Hunter Biden.
We just got
the laptop. Got all this shit. Hey, bro, don't get us started.
There's a whole mess of other things that we need to talk about regarding Hunter Biden, regarding Anthony Fauci.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get together a little bit sooner now that we hopefully will get the live stream. Maybe we can get together earlier next week and maybe put up like a secondary episode or something like that.
Absolutely.
Just depending on our schedules and stuff like that, we'll have to take a look at that and see. But yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm
it's
thinking,
so
bro?
crazy.
Like, seriously though, like, I remember one time, like, me and my wife took our son to the park. And we were just chilling. Everybody's having a great time. Kids are riding their bikes. People are hanging out, And of course, you got heterosexual couples, right? Holding hands, maybe giving each other a little peck on the cheek, on the lip, something like that. No, nothing crazy. Nothing wild. Next thing you know, this homosexual couple walks onto the park. No big deal. Hey, you want to have your time at the park, have your time, have fun, hold hands, enjoy the weather. It's been, the pandemic's been going on. Hey, we understand. But they weren't just sitting there holding hands. They weren't just sitting there like kissing each other on the lips and just being, lovey-dovey, like people in love. No, they wanted to give each other full body massages. They wanted to get on top of each other. They wanted to, do all this stuff and really, really, really sexual things at a park with a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
When is it? To me, it's kind of like almost
and
like
it's kind of goes into the whole thing of how sexualized our culture has become.
Facts.
And nobody respects the fact that what goes on between a man and a woman, or even between a man and a woman and a woman, right? They don't respect the boundary anymore of that being a private thing. So everybody wants to flaunt it out in public. Everybody wants to flaunt their sexuality. They take it as a pride thing. And that's where we get the Pride Month, right?
Right.
Is that they view it as almost like for lack of a better term, a flag that they can wave, right?
Right.
Saying like, hey, I am who I am, and I'm going to do what feels good and whatnot. And when it comes to sexual behaviors, that should be reserved for, the bedroom and for a man and woman to be intimate with each other, or a man to man, even though I don't see how that could be pleasurable. That's for that intimate moment in the bedroom between them two, not to spread it around the whole world for everybody to see. And we've become so numb with our culture that everything is just acceptable. I mean, you got Cardi B, at the Grammys or whatever it was, just
Megan Thee Stallion kids
on a stage
this.
like it's a freaking strip club.
Yeah, and they don't say anything about that. They don't censor those things.
And everybody is, again, praising it. Like, oh, this was such a great performance and all this. And I'm like,
the whole devil humping thing when he had the whole video with the devil, and he was lap dancing and giving the devil a lap dance, and then breaks the devil's neck. And again,
he was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah. And then he
promoting
has the audacity
himself
to say he's not. And then he has the audacity to say, it's not my job to censor your kids. You as an adult shouldn't be letting your kids listen to my music. But let alone he's in every school.
At the same point, and he was marketing himself to kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what he was doing before he came out as a gay, and before he made that video and did the whole crazy 666 shoes or whatever it was. He was marketing himself on Nickelodeon. Hey, I'm kid friendly and everything like that. And parents would see that, and then parents would see that and be like, okay, well, yeah, that's an approved thing. And then all of a sudden, he does a 180 flip, and now he's grinding on the devil.
Yeah, dude, CGI to the most, bro. Like falling from heaven all the way to hell in boots.
I watched that whole video just so I would know what was going on. It was absolutely, it was hard. Not to mention, rough to watch.
How many kids follow him, and because I remember, my brother-in-law, he has a son, and his son saw that video, and his son didn't like it.
I can't imagine why.
You know what I'm saying? He was so confused, bro. And it was just like...
And then you have to have a conversation with him.
Now you got to have this conversation with him.
A conversation that they might not mentally be ready for.
Right.
Because they are not developed enough.
As a parent, like as a heterosexual parent, I'm not going to say that anyone else's sexuality is bad or evil or anything like that. But luckily, our kids have us.
Yeah.
Right? They have an example of what, our morals and things like that are. Right? Yeah. I think they're really attacking the kids that don't have a parental figure.
Oh,
they don't have a father figure.
Which is why I tell people all the time that have kids, get involved with, even if your kids go to public school and you're not lucky enough to be able to homeschool your kids and be involved in their everyday activities, get involved in their life. Don't just send them off to school as a place, for them to go get watched for 8 hours or whatnot. Right. Get involved with the school, find out what they're teaching your kids, be involved in their life. That way, if something like that does come up, that you can then handle it.
Facts.
As a parent, and you're going to be the best person to be able to stop the attack that's going on our kids right now. And it's an attack on our kids.
They're trying to masturbate in kindergarten.
They're trying to brainwash our kids to make all this stuff that is immoral and wrong. They're trying to normalize it.
Dude.
And it is absolutely an attack on our kids, an attack on our culture, and we have to, as adults and as parents, we have to stand up and start saying, no, this is enough. We cannot do this. And if you're going to do this, then we're going to fight back. And we have to fight back. And if we don't fight back, then we're the only ones that we can blame for this.
What we have to take back is the fact in the thought process that these politicians work for us, bro.
Absolutely.
We are the taxpayers. We are the citizens. They work for us. We have lost that over time because everyone has gotten so comfortable in their own little fucking bubbles, bro.
Yep.
They will protect their bubble and they don't care what goes on outside of their bubble. But as soon as that bubble starts getting attacked and they feel threatened that their lifestyle in their bubble is not going to be the same, then they just go along with whatever is going on as long as they can protect theirs.
Yep.
And that's a problem, man. We have to start standing up because we got a politician in charge of our health that's a transgender woman. And she's the fattiest, sloppiest thing that I've ever seen. Well, it.
I refuse. If you're born a biological male, I'm not calling you a she.
You know, I don't know why I did. I just think I got lost in it. But dude,
it's confusing.
But he is literally the sloppiest, nastiest person that I've ever seen. And he's in charge of our health.
Yeah.
This motherfucker ain't never stepped foot in a gym. He doesn't even know what healthy food is. But he's telling us that kids should be able to chemically castrate themselves,
alter their hormones, change their bodies.
Change their sex, and all of these things before they're even 18 years old.
Yep.
You can't even buy cigarettes.
Yep.
You can't even get alcohol at 18. Right?
None of it.
Shit, the only thing you can do at 18 years old that's crazy to me is you can be able to pick up a gun, join the army, pick up a gun and go fight in the war, but you ain't old enough to drink yet.
Yep.
Right? But come on, man. Like come on, man.
I know. And again, if we allow these things, if we allow these people to continue to, and I'm going to say it, infiltrate our society, they're infiltrating.
Dude, something's going on.
This way of thinking, the happy-go-lucky, do whatever you want, nothing matters. That way of thinking, it's got to go. We got to be done with it. We have to be done with it.
It's going to get to a point where there's no coming back. Like, it's going to get to a point where, like, they're trying to take the consent away from parents to let let our children do whatever they want, and then
not only
being able to legally say that we're wrong for wanting to protect our children.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't care what you say. I don't care who you are.
The legal consent of it. But if you don't allow your kid to do it, take your kids away from you.
Yeah. Dude, look, hey.
Child abuse.
Hey, this Texas, baby. Hey, I'm going to tell my kids whatever I want. I'm going to let my kids believe the things that they should believe in, bro.
Yeah.
They should have morals of a kid for their age.
Yep.
You know, like, my kid should be confused about his hang down until it's time for me to tell him what it does. Okay?
Until that conversation pops up, maybe?
Hey, Dad. Man, I woke up this morning. My meat was hard.
Man,
okay, son.
That was a little pun.
Right?
But
let me tell you what to do with that thing.
It's serious, though. But that it should be the parents' responsibility. It should not be the state. It should not be the federal government mandating these things.
I understand sex ed. Remember sex ed?
So remember I was homeschooled.
Oh, damn. Well, for me, bro,
sex ed was from my parents.
Really?
Yeah.
I never had the sex talk from my parents, but I got the sex talk from school. Like, they taught me. But the thing about it was, bro, I remember page 147 with the boobies in the all them things. I remember that. I remember. It was funny. When I saw, I was like, that's a titty.
Well, that reminds me. So of that the video that you sent me, and I was talking to my wife about it.
I sent them a lot of videos.
No, about the masturbation with the kindergartners, right? And I told her.
You showed it to her?
Well, yeah, I showed it to her, and then we were talking about it, and I said, it's so weird to see, this coming up now and how they're pushing it because, back I want to say season 2 or 3 of South Park.
Yeah.
They made that exact same joke. Like almost the exact same joke they were making, where Mr. Garrison comes in and he's supposed to be teaching these kindergartens about sex ed, and he's teaching them all, and then he starts teaching them all these sexual positions and stuff like that, and then at the end of the class he's like, all right, so class, what did we learn today, and what positions did we learn? And all the kids start answering what sexual positions they learned, and it's supposed to be like a shock, like, oh, this could happen. They're teaching sex ed younger and younger and younger. Well, now here it is.
Bam.
We got.
They do
people
not
teaching
lie,
our kids about masturbation at kindergarten age, 6 years old.
What is that doing, bro? What is that doing?
Nothing.
All it's doing is it's messing our kids up to do certain things. The depopulation agenda is upon us. Of course, they want you to be like, and I'm thinking as a black man, bro, and I'm a black man in America. They are targeting us, bro. Like a lot of the time, like a lot of our fathers aren't there. Okay, they're locked up, they're dead.
So how did they do that? How do they get rid of the? And it's not just black.
It's not just black, though. But we deal with it a lot, though. It's like everyone.
It's a huge amount, and it was a huge gap. So back during segregation, the single motherhood rate in the black community was way lower than it is now.
Family was a big thing during
now
segregation.
We have Jim Crow come through and all these, and we have freedom start coming in.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it skyrockets and it's up at 70% now.
Yeah.
So somewhere right around 70%.
Hey, Joe Biden, thank you for the 94 crime bill, buddy.
What is it that caused, the single motherhood rate in not just black communities, because the single motherhood rate in white communities also went up. Mm-hmm. But what caused that? What culturally happened?
Well, there's a few things.
We had people, they started pushing, the welfare state.
Yeah.
And incentivizing single motherhood.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the incarceration of black men.
Yeah. And we can't forget the wars, bro.
The war on drugs contributed to a lot of it.
Like the world wars, the Vietnam wars, that stuff killed massive amounts of men. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about all these different things that were happening and the men are leaving. They understand that now. It's 2021. The United States has more people incarcerated than anywhere else in the world. We make money off of incarcerated people. It is a business. People own. You can go right now. I'll put the link in the bio. You can go. I ain't going to really do that because I don't want y'all to support this. But you can literally go online and invest into a prison.
Really?
You can get paid off of investments to prison because prisons are private.
Yeah.
They're private facilities.
I guess most of them are.
Yeah. You can invest. Yeah, most of them are. Right. But federal.
Right. There's federal.
Yeah, the federal is different. But state jails are all privately owned things, right? They're all privately owned and they're all like corporations. You can invest into prisons. Michael Jordan is invested in the prisons.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to do some research on that. Send me that link.
When someone told me that, I had to research it and I was like, there's no way. And turns out, bro, there's a lot of people that are just like they're invested into these vaccines. All these politicians are invested into these vaccine companies. That's why they're pushing it.
Well, and then again, if we actually take our resources and put them into the right areas, that we could actually do some good for, not just black people, but white people, Asians, and everything. Anybody who's been incarcerated due to minor drug offenses, possession, go ahead and keep the drug dealers in there. But anybody who's been caught with, heroin and these Schedule III drugs and everything like that, they shouldn't be being put into prisons.
Yeah.
They should be getting help.
Yep.
If you're not a distributor and you're not caught with, distribution amount of drugs.
Kilos.
Then you shouldn't be incarcerated for, years and years. You should be gotten help that you need. And we need to invest more into that and stop making all these minor drug offenses crimes that then take away from our society.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're not a violent criminal and you're just sitting there, doing some dope or whatnot, get some help.
We're legalizing. There's actually, now that you're saying that, there's actually a few states that, and we're going to have to come back to this. There's actually a few states that made it, they made it not legal, but they made it to where you can't they delegalized, like certain drugs, like marijuana, like if you get caught with like cocaine or if you get caught with small amounts, they don't even take you to jail.
Right.
Like they just Like if it's weed, they let you keep it. Like if it's like something like heroin or something, they take it from you or something like that.
Dispose
But
of it.
they don't take you to jail. They don't do the paperwork on that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Like think about it, man. There are so many other things that you could be doing besides locking people up. So my question is, when they legalize marijuana, does that mean that everyone that's been...
They should. It should be reciprocity. I mean, at that point,
Think about how many people would be out of jail right now, bro.
all the people that deserve to be out of jail at that point.
Families would be
Because,
reunited.
as much as I personally disagree with like doing like psychedelics and stuff like that, like I wouldn't do that just because, that's my
I'll
me.
pop a shroom.
That's me, right? But as much
No,
as
I
I
wouldn't. I'm scared.
disagree with just doing it in general, like I don't think it benefits anything personally for me to be able to do any sort of drug like that. But I don't think people should. I don't think it should be illegal for people to be able to do.
Facts.
If that makes sense.
Facts.
So I'm a lot more libertarian on that aspect. Whereas a lot of conservative would be like, oh yeah, we need to get rid of marijuana. Marijuana is bad. I don't see marijuana as any different than being able to go drink a beer at a bar
At all.
Like it's really no different. It does the same amount of impairment. The only thing that you could argue that makes it worse is that it's harder to be able to test if somebody's intoxicated on
right.
it or is under the influence of it.
Yeah.
And so that makes it hard for like when you're doing driving and when you're doing like jobs where it might require you that you not be intoxicated or under the influence of a certain substance. That makes it harder for sure. So we would have to find some way that we would be able to test those people for that.
Have y'all ever played video games high? You're missing out.
Comment down below if you've ever done that.
I'm just saying. Hey, some people. Some people can function on that and they function better. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but it really depends on the person.
Right. And, and I've known people that have, been able to, smoke marijuana and do marijuana and perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You would never know.
You never know
But
when I'm high.
then again, I've met people that when they smoke marijuana, they become really freaking stupid.
They are. And I can't
Really
smoke
freaking
with those
stupid.
people.
Really
I can't do
stupid.
it. I can't do it. And you know what? There are certain people everybody can't smoke, bro.
No. Just like everybody can't drink, though.
True.
I mean, drinking's not for everybody.
Drink. Bro, I am not a drinker.
Same.
When I drink, I am a terrible drinker. Like, I'm not saying I'm violent or anything, but like, I just don't feel good, bro.
Yeah.
But like, if I smoke, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like when I drink, my body, I just don't like the fact that I can't control my functions. Like you get sloppy, you get this, you can't, man, my wife is beautiful, bro. I can't be drunk out there in the streets. People be wanting to disrespect, right? If you smoke, man, something happened, your senses is heightened. I'm ready, But the thing about it's just like, there's a lot of things that are legal that shouldn't be legal. And there are a lot of things that are illegal that shouldn't be illegal.
Absolutely.
And marijuana is one of them.
Yeah.
I think that alcohol should be illegal before weed is.
Yeah.
How many times have y'all heard somebody crashing their car because they was high as hell? Bro, the most that you're going to get from a high person is I might roll in your house and eat all your food. But hey, you might come up in here and me and Saleha be up in here eating her snacks. I'm hungry, bro. But that's about all you gonna get.
Yeah.
But dude, someone comes in your house drunk, they're knocking over your pictures, they're doing alcohol is crazy.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons like I used to drink a lot and I'm very glad that I was able to get away from that. Sometimes I did it to excess and I just finally kind of toned that down to where I barely ever drink anymore. And now that I'm not partaking in alcohol as often as I used to, I don't understand the whole point of it anymore.
Yeah.
Like it really did. It dumbed down my ability to be able to do stuff. I felt terrible afterward. It makes no sense to drink when, I can be sober and basically do the same things, have the same amount of fun. I don't feel like I'm missing out on fun whenever I don't drink.
Right.
So it's like, why even do it anymore?
Facts.
But
yeah, I'm a social
that's
drinker.
just a little tangent, but
social drinking, I can do that. I can do social drink, but you can go in our house right now. You won't find any alcohol.
See, I have alcohol in the house that I haven't, like, it's been there for months now.
Dude.
Because I don't drink anymore. Like, I'll have a beer maybe once every couple of weeks.
I have a beer. Like when you cook and stuff, bro, I'll have a beer.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the time I have a beer because it takes down that hot ass food you be making. Burning motherfuckers up and shit. My face be hot.
There's a reason I got my name Ghost Pepper.
Give me a beer. Milk ain't gonna work.
It
bruh.
might be because I make things a little spicy.
A little spicy.
Little
Dude,
spicy.
Hey, he'll have you wanting to fight him. All right, this ain't hot ones. Okay.
No, but we'll definitely do an episode of that at some point. I keep telling Jarvis that we're gonna do a little taste testing at some point. I'm just gonna like a bunch of hot sauces. We're gonna do a little taste test, and he told me that no, we are not. You might be doing
taste
that,
it, and then I can ask you questions.
So.
But
Anyway,
I like tasteful hot.
We're
bro.
going to kind of wrap that up.
Yeah,
So
man.
this was a great episode. We hope that y'all enjoyed it.
Thank you very much
Leave
for
a comment
tuning in.
down below. Ask us questions. We'll try to get,
Like,
we don't have that
and
many
subscribe.
comments, so we're going to answer every comment that y'all make.
Absolutely. I like conversation.
Leave a like, subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe, people.
We will try to get the live stream working at some point. I know I keep saying that. We had a little bit of a setback tonight. Hopefully we'll get that taken care of. Like I said, YouTube was being dumb. So
The cameras are too expensive.
We had to wait 24 hours in order to be able to put our content up. They had to
Facts.
verify that our account is okay to put up live. Who knows after this episode?
I think it's the
We
name.
might get taken down. Who knows?
It could be. They saw against the grain. Man.
So,
All
but,
right.
we'll
but
catch-
hey, thanks everybody for tuning in.
And
We'll
we'll
catch y'all next time.
See y'all later.